The Everything Sequel podcast is brought to you by The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards and the Vegas Beer Guys.
Everything Sequel contains explicit language. And why the fudge not, you melon farmer?
Hello and welcome to the Everything Sequel podcast. This is a Critters edition. Today, it's a Critters Attack bonus. My name is Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, the man not from South Africa, Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions. Say hello, Tom.
Hey, I was listening to a podcast. And so, dear listener, are you. I don't know about you, but I don't ever feel the need to specify the medium of audio content I'm listening to when someone asks me to take my headphones off and leave the house.
Heard.
But it's almost as if they thought that it might give the movie extra relevance if it mentioned that particular form of communication.
Well, we've been pretty glowing up to this point.
How did you keep this to yourself? Because you saw this when in your first screening. You watched them all back to back, right? Including this one.
Yeah.
How did you keep it to yourself? That
it wasn't easy.
With all the glowing praise that was flying around for the Critters, how were you not able to say, "Oh, and by the way, one of the worst movies in recent memory is the
last one
movie in this series"? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christo. This was terrible.
It's a bit of a mess, this movie.
I feel like I'm going in guns blazing and having conversations we should be having later in the podcast. But
yeah, right.
I think it's a dead heat between this and House Party 4.
But I'm setting out store right now. I'm letting you know.
I think House Party 4 is a more competently made movie than this.
Ooh. Oh, that's tough.
That is tough and unfair. But I'm reeling. I got so attached to this franchise, and to see it done dirty in the way this movie does it dirty is just, I mean, it's astonishing. There are indications that this was never going to work, but not to this level.
Okay, look. One of the reasons I said the man not from South Africa is because...
Oh, I know.
I figured you probably... Maybe you looked it up. But, like...
No, it's in the credits.
The opening credits?
Closing.
Okay. Because I had this sense while I'm watching the movie, something's amiss. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just aside from the filmmaking itself.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes.
Like, I'm watching this movie and something feels off, because all I could say to myself the whole time is, "There's no way we're in America."
Well,
nothing about what I'm seeing looks like it's America. And then, of course, at the end, I saw it filmed in South Africa. I was like, okay, I get it. I get everything now. Like, I don't know why it nagged at me so much, but it really did.
Yeah, I mean, that's because South Africa is usually the answer to the question, what's wrong when you're watching... What's wrong with this when you're watching a movie? Actually, for many decades, just what's wrong with humanity.
What's wrong, yeah.
But... it's also the capitulation from where we were, which is, I mean...
Yes.
I mean, listen, we're over familiar with shitty, belated, quasi-reboot sequels, right? Mm-hmm. We've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, as they say. But when you're doing this to Critters... this time it's personal.
It's extra offensive.
And think of the what you're talking about is a capitulation from a movie filmed in a real American town that they lent to the filmmakers to create the most realistic version of the place they're representing to somewhere in the fucking, I don't know, what do you call it?
Suburbs of South Africa.
Yeah. It's not. It's a difference both of degree and difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way to describe it. Do this to any franchise you want except Critters, and I'll muddle along with you and go, well, it's a shame, but you know, whatever.
Exactly.
This is what cinema is now.
Yeah.
Do it with the Critters, and you're gonna have a problem, my friend.
You want to retroactively go back to 2019 and set some people on fire.
Well, you know, this is, if you want to tell me this movie created COVID, I will happily...
I would believe you.
I will happily repeat that lie to whoever wants to hear it until people are prosecuted for the making of this movie.
That's where the real wet market was.
Prosecutable levels of badness. Put that, yeah. We've created a lot of pull quotes for the Critters series. Maybe that's not one of them. Prosecutable levels of badness. I'm not even convinced this is... So, just to give context, you're like, okay, we've done the pitch episode, series is over, let's move on, whatever new shit we're going to do. Right, that's how it usually works on this podcast. But there's been a nagging question that has been the subject of conflict between the two of us, which is...
Yeah.
Is this a sequel or is this a reboot?
And we're both right.
And we're both right and we're both wrong.
Yeah.
But having seen the movie, I realize that question is entirely moot.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the more important question to ask is this a fan film?
Mm.
There is nothing here that tells me I'm not saying it's a good fan film, but in terms of legitimacy, what is the ontological difference between this and a fan film? I don't know. I literally don't know. Or, like, the difference between amateur and professional filmmaking.
Well...
I can't see the difference between those two.
The one difference is that it has Dee Wallace. And fan films usually... Like, no fan films have original actors.
That's exactly what they do. They get like, in a bloated, you know, in a sort of... like a trumped-up cameo from someone involved in the original production.
Oh, really? I haven't seen a lot of fan films with that.
Well, you have obviously had never seen any Star Trek.
No.
Fan films.
No.
They get, like, you know, they get Takai's and Koenigs and yeah.
I've watched some Friday the 13th fan films, and I started.
I mean, not
one
always,
Halloween.
but that's the ultimate goal: is that you manage to convince someone involved in the original properties to do a day. I really hope
Oh, now I'm remembering. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm remembering a Friday the 13th one I watched that had some fucking people from it. Yeah.
Shelley? Hope it was Shelley.
No, not Shelley.
Okay. Just this guy, just like they panned across and this guy was juggling.
Yeah.
I really hope Dee didn't have to do more than a day.
Oh.
I really hope she got out in 2 hours. 1 hour.
Let me tell you.
I wish she was AI.
Yeah, seriously. I wish she was Princess Leia at the end of fucking Rogue One. Let me tell you the thing that offended me the most about this movie. Because I bought...
Now this is a sweeping statement.
I bought all the Critters movies.
Yeah.
Like as a package deal.
Oh, I've got a story to tell you after you tell me your story.
On Apple TV.
Yep.
And this is the only movie with fucking, like, iTunes extras.
Oh.
That really pisses me off that I can't look at behind-the-scenes shit from the first and second Critters, but I got behind-the-scenes shit for this.
It sort of makes sense to me in the sense of there's nothing that happens in the first 4 Critter movies that you can't completely explain or rationalize, that you would never need a behind the scenes.
That's funny.
You watch the movie and you go, I know exactly end to end how they made this movie. And the work they put into it is evident from the movie I'm watching.
Yeah.
This one, I have questions and I need production answers. So basically, this is the only one I had to pay for.
Oh.
I was able to watch all the other ones on your favorite streaming service, Tubi. And then this one, I was like, okay, I'll buy it on Amazon Prime. And of course, and I knew before I even checked that it would offer me some deal where I'd have to speculate as to the quality of the movie. And that's exactly what happened. So it was $3.99 to rent, $4.99 to buy. And I literally had the phone in my hands ready to text you asking you whether it was going to be worth it to buy. And I didn't, because I thought, well, then he's going to give me, then whatever his answer is going to be information that's going to affect my viewing. It's going to contaminate my viewing. It'll make it a less good episode. Rather than me finding out what you think for the first time, you finding out what I think for the first time. And I know now, had I said, basically asked the question, am I ever going to watch this again, so should I buy it? You would have put in the biggest letters possible, no. You would have just said no 1,000 times on the press message. Do not buy this movie. And that's exactly what I did. I bought the movie. Oh. I was just like, well, for the infinitesimal chance that I will need/want to watch this movie again, $1 seems like a price worth paying.
$1 seems.
And I got to tell you, I've never been more overcharged in my life for a purchase. Never, never, never.
That's fantastic.
Renting would have been my response to the movie. Like, I would be like, I wish I could retrospectively go back and rent it instead of buying it. Like, if there was an option after... That's a great idea. After the movie, you're like, actually, I don't want it.
I'm good. Give me my money back.
Can you do that? Can you, like...
I don't think so. I've run into that dilemma before.
Because it's not a refund. It's not a refund. It's like, you're paying less, but you're still paying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not asking for a refund. You're just asking for an adjustment. It's like, okay, I don't want this forever. I'm never going to watch it again. I've essentially rented it because I watched it, and I watched it within 48 hours.
Yeah.
I've watched it within the rental period. Can it go back to being a rental?
Please.
But anyway, I mean, it's, still a good movie. No, it's really not. It's really, really not.
Are you ready to get upset all over again?
I haven't stopped being upset, so hit me. I'm still upset.
This movie has 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
Now, you probably could have guessed this. It's directed by a man named Bobby Miller.
Mm-hmm. He
has one credit to his name other than this, and it's something called The Cleanse.
Is that just a photo of his colon? Because that would be more entertaining than this fucking movie.
Budget of $5 million. Apparently had $1 million in sales.
Wait. First of all, show me the money. Second of all, what was the budget of... Wasn't like Critters, didn't it cost like $2 million?
Yeah.
Some of those Critters.
And the second one was like 4.5, and I think that was the high watermark before this.
Look, I know you have to adjust for inflation, but you also have to adjust for talent. This does not look like a movie that cost $5 million.
No.
I mean, you cast...
It barely looks like a movie that cost $500,000. You're
not paying the actors, right? They didn't get paid for this. How could they take a paycheck?
Of that $5 million, I hope $4.5 million went to Dee Wallace.
I think she should have. She needs a better agent. She could have negotiated a non-speaking role in this movie. I think.
Dee Wallace's name is Dee in this movie.
Aunt Dee.
Yeah.
So they can't even do this right? Like, I understand the principle. I don't really understand the principle. There's obviously some weird rights issues going on.
There was a rights issue. They wanted her to be her original character. That's who she's supposed to be, but blah, 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 blah.
They obviously, because whoever's making this is not a legitimate film company in any sense of the word, they obviously...
That's my first note.
...have access to some of the Critters franchise and not others.
Maybe.
So, and that happens from time to time.
Sure.
We've seen it before. Remember the New Line Friday thing where they could take some aspects but not others. It happens all the time. So I can't rail against that, but what I can rail against, if it's like, okay, we need to come up with a new name for this character that's not Helen Brown. Let's pick a name that's not the name of the actress playing the character.
Exactly.
You can still do that. You can still do that.
My first note is aggressive blue ribbon content logo.
This name, I mean, right from the get-go, like I said, there are signs that this is...
You went, right when you saw that, you went, uh-oh.
Yeah. I thought, first of all, the name does not inspire, right? When you use the word content rather than film or cinema...
Right.
You know something's up. Blue Ribbon is a little bit like calling it, quality content.
Mm-hmm.
And nor does the fact that their logo looks like they make non-profit children's animation. It's a red flag for sure that something's up. Before the South Africa confusion. That was one of my favorite 70s spy novels. The South Africa Confusion.
The South Africa Confusion. It's a John Le Carre.
Right up there with the Quilla Memorandum, the South Africa Confusion.
Well, it's the Russia House, and then you've got the South African Confusion.
Oh, man. So, it's a horrible start.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I think I put, because I had the IMDb page up, I think when I was about to watch the movie, and as IMDb does, it just starts randomly playing a video instead of giving you the information.
The information you want?
Yeah, and I was just like, I literally, and this goes to our previous conversation, I literally went, oh, they're playing like a Critters fan film, a trailer for a Critters fan film. Because I searched Critters.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be the film that I was about to watch.
Sadly.
The faces of those people tell you this is not real cinema. The faces of the people in the movie.
Yeah.
Something about their dead-eyed expressions that suggests to me they have not been through the rigorous training it takes to appear and act in movies.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not disagreeing with any of this. I had a horrible feeling that you go on the defensive about at least some of this, so I'm really glad that
we're on the same page.
And that it could go two ways, right? It's like you could refuse to accept it because everything else in the Critters franchise is impeccable. You could refuse to accept the reality.
Yeah.
Or you could go after it hard for being one of the worst capitulations ever in cinema.
I mean, that's the thing is... Actually, this was in some of that behind-the-scenes shit. They were talking about Critters fans in general, and that it's not a series that has... a fandom like, say, Gremlins or whatever, Terminator, all these other series.
It's crazy.
But that the people that do love the Critters series are, like, diehards.
We should go to a Critters convention.
The fact that they're diehards, like, they made it seem as though, like, finally we're giving them what they want.
Oh,
and
couldn't be further from the truth.
For regular fandom, maybe there's that idea of, like, anything Critters... that's new is a good thing, but like you don't have to settle for this.
No.
You should not have to settle for this.
It's literally the definition of lowballing.
Yeah.
And, it's the first time in the series that we retcon or fudge what the critters are.
Yes.
So, not only is this...
Some of my first notes in these opening scenes.
Does this seem worse because of what we've seen before? It makes what we saw before look even better than we knew it to be.
Mm-hmm.
In contrast, so... Well, the film begins... my note is the film begins with a child looking up at the stars with his telescope.
Yep, I got that.
A real sort of primary injection of fake Spielbergian wonder into this movie. And I guess I was like, okay, that's recognizably something that could be in a Critters movie. And then needlessly moving camera. This is my big note for the whole movie. Put that thing on a fucking tripod when you're not doing a tracking shot or a pan.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years. There's nothing wrong with a still camera.
And I mean, I don't blame South Africa for this. Maybe I should. But purple smoke. What's that all about?
No, I didn't make a note of that.
Why is the smoke purple?
The funny thing is
that what smoke looks like in South Africa? If so, I apologize to all of the horrible humans.
Like, I'm doing my best with my notes here, because I watched this like a month ago, and there was this aspect, like, I had the day off yesterday. I thought to myself, I could be responsible and watch that movie again, just to refresh.
Can't believe we both own it.
I refused.
We both own it.
Yeah.
I don't own any of the Critters movies except that one. Imagine that. Imagine a Twilight Zone-esque escalation of events that allowed me to only own Critters. I'm fucking Burgess Meredith. My glasses have gone, and all I can do is watch Critters Attack for the rest of existence.
Fantastic. So here's my first inkling that something's amiss in this movie, because, I mean, we get a little bit about, what's her name? Drea. Like, she's packing up. She wants to go to college, but she's not going to the college she wants to. Is that right? Or is she not going to college at all? I think it's unclear.
It's unclear. It's also unclear what the movie is telling us about college thematically that is worth saying again.
Right.
As far as I can understand, what it's telling us is college is about nepotism and it's tough to get into.
Right.
Why is that worth saying?
In this film.
It's a truth universally acknowledged.
About critters.
Well, it's a truth universally acknowledged. It's like me saying, I have to breathe or I die. Mm-hmm. You don't say that in movies.
But that's my point. I mean, this is a movie about critters. It's not a movie about college.
Even if it wasn't, I'm glad it's not a movie about college, because if that's how far you get in a movie about college,
yeah, right,
you haven't done enough research on the subject. Because everyone knows that. Everyone in the world knows. Anyway, that's the least of our problems. But you're right. I don't know what they're saying on a narrative or thematic level about college, and yet college is all over this movie like a rash for reasons I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it before. I can't remember what we were watching, where you were watching it and you said, oh yeah, movies are supposed to be about something. What was that?
Messengers 2, The Scarecrow.
There you go. That's what it was.
Because we just watched two movies where I was unclear that there was a purpose for making or watching the movie. And I was like, oh yeah, themes, meaning.
There's supposed to be something behind the movie.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those. This is on that sort of S. Darko level of meaninglessness.
Yeah. Now, so what I was going to say was, because we have this kid on a bike, and he's like, Uber.
Well, not just any kid. It's the nephew of
the
restaurant
sushi
owner. Bar owner. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have this kid on a bike who's delivering food.
Mm.
And because of just the geography of the land that he's on, I know he's like 30 miles away from whatever restaurant he works at. And I just can imagine the people waiting for that food saying, where the fuck is this kid?
Yeah.
And that's where I knew something was wrong with the geography of this place in the mere minutes of this movie.
He's decided to take a shortcut
through a hillside.
Through point A from point B through the wilderness.
Yeah.
Never a great place to take a shortcut through, the wilderness.
I can't remember. Is that because he dies? Is that the cold open or is it a lukewarm?
Yep. We're still in the cold open. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a full cold open, unless you count the Blue Ribbon Content logo as a title, which in many ways it's a short movie before the movie. Better made than this, I will say. And again, I think it's like, I don't know. I haven't seen Stranger Things, and I don't think the people who made this movie have seen Stranger Things either. But they've heard of Stranger Things, and they know you put kids in things, you make it a bit Spielbergian, equals success. And that's what they've done here. So immediately we get a kid looking at the stars through a telescope talking about aliens, and then we get a kid on a bike at night.
This reminded me more of an attempt at like Super 8. A copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Like J.J. Abrams' version of Spielberg movie.
It's better than J.J. Abrams, but yeah, sure. No, it really isn't. For once, J.J. has the edge. Advantage J.J.
You're served, Critters Attack.
And then, the worst thing about it... Okay, let's just turn this into a drinking game. How many times am I going to say the worst thing about this movie is? We've already burned one each.
Yeah.
And we're about, a minute into the movie?
Yeah.
The worst thing about it is it lures you into a false sense of security of competence.
Oh, I didn't get that. Tell me more.
That was said with the most sincerity I've ever heard you say anything. Ever. Sorry. That really got me. But you see the red eyes, okay? That's how we introduce a critter.
Yeah.
Creature cam. That's how we introduce a critter. The noises. That's how we introduce a critter. The claws. That's how we introduce a critter. So I'm like, okay, so we're going through the motions. But
that's quickly dispelled.
Yes.
By one of the biggest retcons I've ever seen in my life.
Totally. Well,
and I'm right about this, right? Like, the critters eat someone.
Okay, well, this is post... I want to talk about the titles, because they're offensive in and of themselves.
Okay,
and I think it's
go ahead.
Revealed post-title, I think.
All right.
Cold open to title. Now, the title looks like... I don't know what AI capabilities were in 2019, but it looks like an AI reproduction of what someone who doesn't know critters thinks critters looks like and sounds. The music and the logo.
Yeah.
And specifically, it reminds me of what modern-day documentaries about 80s horror movies do aesthetically to suggest that period. But it's actually artistically and technically impossible to have come from that period.
Mm-hmm.
It's a digital copy of a copy of what stuff in the 80s looked like and sounded like.
Yeah.
And it never sounds like what stuff from the 80s actually sound like. Like, we didn't have the synthesizers that could make these sounds in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just wanted to add that in because
get that out there.
it's sort of misunderstanding on so many different levels, whether be it historical, conceptual, in regards to the franchise, and it's all illustrated in this, momentary, and a title again, like a too short title sequence.
Yeah,
because that's the thing we do now. Not that I wanted to see more of it, but that's wrong too.
Hey, before what I was going to say,
yeah.
Don't we get out some really clunky, terrible exposition with the sheriff?
Honestly,
uncle?
The moment, I don't think I've ever wanted to kill myself more than that shot of this stuttering police SUV.
Yeah.
Rolling into the driveway on a gloomy day, overcast, kid listening to soulless music in their bedroom. I was like, I mean, this is the opposite of inspirational, what I'm watching right now.
And the sheriff himself looks as though
yeah,
he wants either himself to die or these two children to die so that his life could be different.
When you think about, like, again, it's a misremembering, a deliberate misremembering, right? Because it's 2019, so whether it's legacy characters or legacy archetypes, like the sheriff of the town, should we say, in the Critters franchise.
This is not them. This is not that archetype.
This is not them, but it's 2019, so what that means is they're inherently going to be sad people with personal problems.
Yeah, right.
There's no... Harv doesn't have any of that. I mean, he has personal problems as a result of him telling people, hey, remember when the Critters attacked? But up until that point...
You know what? You're not sheriff anymore.
He's got a great life. He's lying in his bed with that tiny little photo
of Dolly Parton
on
picture.
The wall. Looks like a great life. But it's just so... I mean, it's just so obvious. It's such an obvious pull of... Okay, so all our legacy characters, or all the equivalents of the original cast have to be sad now.
Yes.
And I mean, this was the peak moment for that.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Wars sequels, Halloween, Indiana Jones, yet to happen, but looming.
But it does happen.
But it does happen, and you know he's going to be putting whiskey in his coffee and going with a naked... half naked with a baseball bat to beat in the skull of a teenager playing the Beatles.
Because they deserve it.
I literally wrote, I guess we're not going to get fun authority figures this time.
Right, yeah.
Because that's what's great about Critters. The authority figures are as fun as the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
But this is literally the opposite of that.
And then we get Dee Wallace is like making tea in her bunker with cats.
So in these opening scenes, up until we get to Dee Wallace, I wrote the note. They're all terrible actors.
Yeah, right.
And then I checked myself, and because most of the people I saw,
that sheriff is the worst.
Well, this is it. So like in my head, I was checking myself. I was going, most of these actors are people of color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I a racist? And then I was like, no. The white people in this movie are the worst actors ever.
Right.
It's not that I'm not saying, the problem is you've replaced actors who would traditionally be cast as white as people of color, and they're not good enough. No, the white people are not good enough.
Right.
And it's again, it sounds like AI wrote the script. You mentioned the clunky exposition. Also, the nagging details that they get wrong, like, why is she already dressed in a uniform when she's getting in the car to go to her job at the sushi bar? Like, to the point where she's got the cap on. Why would she have the cap on before she gets into the restaurant? I can understand her having part of her uniform on as she gets into the car to leave. But...
Well, it's a little different for women, though.
Okay.
You know, we just throw caps on. They got to put the ponytail through the back and that kind of shit.
Are you a Critters Attack apologist?
I'll stick up for the hat.
Okay.
But here's what I won't stick up for. And I swore I must have seen this wrong, right? Because we see Critters eating something, and then new critters are born out of the things they ate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah. No, so basically so on the plus side, okay, in the plus column, continuing practical effects.
True. I'll stick up for the movie on that
where
level.
It's due.
I was pleasantly surprised that none of the critters are CGI.
None at all. Then the visceral stomach birth, where they pop out of nephew's stomach, and I was just like, so they've just decided it's the same as it is in Alien.
Yeah, basically.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's wrong. So
what they've done is it's a major. So we've even had the discussion on the podcast of like, how does critter reproduction work?
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe vaguely advocating for aborting critters' fetuses at some point. It got very thorny for a moment where I was sort of like, am I making a pro-choice argument here? But yeah, that's just such a major swing in the direction of
wrong
reinvention. Yeah.
I'm just wrong.
Or yeah, just wrong. Yeah. Or.
And I can't even like stick up and notice the visceral gore that they're going for because they got that thing wrong.
It undoes all the good work.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna make a decision as to, and we haven't seen it, I don't think I don't want, apart from whatever's going on in that lab in Critters 4, which neither of us understood.
Yeah.
We don't know how they reproduce. So it's anyone's guess. But
it's as though they tried to give us an answer, but it doesn't involve eggs, so it's all wrong.
But this guess is wrong. And it's completely derivative. And there's two, this is the first of two retcons that demonstrate to me that the original Critters series actually had some limits into what it would steal from other franchises that this movie does not have.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually the original Critters movies are restrained in their plagiarism.
Yes.
And I only realized that after I saw this movie.
Yeah, right.
So, and we've kind of skipped over D. Wallace.
I mentioned it.
So this is my exact note. Tea drinking cat lady, broad as fuck.
That's what I wrote.
Nuanced characterization has left the franchise.
Yeah.
And then my next note, before I saw her face, I went, I hope to God this is not Dee Wallace. Because I knew she was in the movie. And I just hoped to God it wasn't this character. And that's exactly what it was. And then she went into a secret alien detection layer.
Yes, exactly.
That feels like even a step beyond what they do with Laurie Strode and Sarah Connor in the Halloween and Terminator movies in terms of turning them into like action heroines for no reason.
I couldn't figure out if they were trying to tell me that she works for the CIA.
Or that she's a not face.
Yeah.
They don't. She says she's a bounty hunter. The only bounty hunters we've seen are not faces.
Are not faces?
But I don't know, when you end your movie mid-scene, you can't really wrap those things up. We'll get there, but that might be a narrative problem when you end your movie mid-scene.
All right, well, Drea's about to go to work. Why don't we take our first break and cool off?
Yeah, we do need to cool off. But I'll just
lob this bomb before we go.
Yeah, just so I feel the benefit of cooling off. The ball I'm gonna lob is, like, will they do that thing that fan films or actual sequels that are like fan films do, where it's like, we're actually not gonna pin anything down. We'll leave all possibilities on the table.
Right,
we'll leave you to figure it out. I'm like, no. Just tell us one way or the other. Is she an alien? Is she Mrs. Brown?
Yeah.
Is she neither of those? That's fine too. She's neither of those, and it's just recast the actor as a different part. But just tell us. You can tell us. You have a script that allows you to do that.
You can write things down.
Yeah. You can write things down. Visually, you could just do it. It doesn't even have to be in the script. You could do it at the directorial level. I don't want to tell you how to do your job.
Yes, you do.
Especially as it looks like you've never seen a movie in your life.
It's a perfect way to go out.
Oh, we're coming back, baby. I'll be back. We're this, in the words of Charles Bronson, this ain't over.
We'll be right back for more abuse. It's time for Lizard vs. Wizard, in a brand new action-packed comedy, fantasy adventure book written and performed by Christopher John Featheroff. It's called The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards. When her nest is destroyed and her forever mate slaughtered, Zephyr Ignitus, the last of an ancient breed of fire-breathing dragons, gathers together a team of saber-toothed panthers, woolly mammoths, and a crew of howler monkeys, brandishing swords and weapons stolen from the ships of men, all to hunt down and scorch the evil beast-killing wizard that did her wrong. The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards is a fast-paced, R-rated comedy under the cloak of an epic, rip-roaring fantasy adventure. Set in a land of fire and magic, it follows the dragon on her quest for vengeance, as she visits strange new cities and mystical places, all to hunt down and slaughter a demented sorcerer that slayed her mate and blew up her mountain. The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards can be found in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. Try and find it on Amazon or on Kindle. That's The Last of the Giant Fire Lizards. Find it wherever you get the good books just as soon as you can. And we're back. Sharpening our knives as we talk about Critters Attack, the 2019 film directed by, who cares?
Bobby Miller. That's his name, right? Bobby Miller?
Yeah. I didn't feel like we should say his name again.
No, we should say his name as often as we can. And, you know, I'm not averse to giving out his address, if that helps. There needs to be accountability. Without accountability, cinema cannot move forward.
Throw him on the spikes. Well, so we got Treya going to work, and this is where we kind of like meet her boss, and she's got to make a delivery because his, what is it, nephew or son?
I think nephew.
I think nephew is the one who died, and nobody's seen him since the opening credits.
First of all, I don't know. It's a toss-up between the sheriff and this guy, but to the two worst actors in the movie. But Outdoor Dougie,
yeah,
he's up there. He's up there in the sweepstakes of bad acting.
Backpacker Eddie, or Backpacker Doug, I called him.
Yeah. He calls him, well, his website's called Outdoor Dougie, or his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like, basically that they've identified types from the original series.
Mm-hmm.
And in the way they write them, they miss the point of that type completely, and they also cast the worst actors you could possibly find to play those characters.
Right.
So it's a triple whammy of disappointment.
Well, here's the other thing, because the one thing the other movies were always good at, like the first movie, it locates the attack at their house.
Yes.
And they're like separated from town, and so they're kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second movie, it's a sequel, so it expands a little bit, but it's the whole town. It's like they're all, it's all right there in the town. Here you have this weird thing going on where it's like they're attacking the ranger station, then they go to their house, then the kids leave that house and they go to another house and they attack that house, and then they go to the sheriff's office, but he's too much of a dick to save his fucking niece and nephew. So they go to the restaurant, and then they attack there, and then they got to go to the college. Like the movie is so fucking haphazard and all over the place.
I think it's just whatever location they can get.
Yeah.
I think the only rhyme and reason to that is where can we film?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've thought about it beyond that. What looks least like South Africa?
Yeah. Well, none of this. Film in.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, imagine how South African the rest of it looks if that's the abiding principle.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a fucking jungle with a tiger, probably.
Exactly. I can't tell you how much I thought that one or two of these rangers were going to meet up with our kids later.
No, they're all dead by the time.
Just to watch them all get attacked and dead within minutes of meeting them.
I mean, because she goes to college first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then
she's delivering food. That was the only character I almost liked, was that weird jock kind of guy.
Yeah, you just liked him because he was still using cassettes.
Probably.
Which, by the way, so is she, without any commentary as to why there's still a cassette player in her car.
Yeah.
In 2019. Oh, it's also a cassette of bagpipe music for no particular reason. Oh, I know. No, there is a reason to that. They're reverse engineering the bagpipe kill at the end.
The hill?
They knew they wanted to end this movie with a critter playing a bagpipe. And so, okay, maybe he gives her a mixtape of bagpipe music. Like all aspiring
totally
suitors
forgot that this guy... Yeah, totally forgot. This guard that likes her.
Yep.
Fucking fuck.
And here's where I had a real existential crisis. Because there's that establishing shot of the mini mall, essentially, and it says pub. One sign says pub and then the other one says sushi bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, am I mad at this because this is what movies look like now? Or am I mad at this is what reality looks like now?
Yeah.
And I couldn't distinguish the two in my mind. Like,
little of column A, little of column B.
Is this all about the existential angst I feel when I have to go to a nice restaurant that's located in a mini mall?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the existential angst I get from, like, how can people keep putting out these digital surface movies and calling them movies?
Mm-hmm. I'll just let you sit in that for a moment.
Well, it's the sound of one hand clapping.
You watch a movie like this, and all you can think is, I don't like my life.
So, I don't like... I'll go further. I'll be like, I don't like the way things have turned out.
Yeah.
Not just in my life, but in everyone's life.
Yeah.
That another great poll quote, Critter's Attack. It made me think, I don't like the way things have turned out, not just in my life, but in everyone's life. It's like, whoa, Jesus, how did you get that from Critter's Attack?
Man, he did not like that movie.
And what is going on with this fucking Gregory Sachs? I don't know why I need to know both his names, but I do. The guy that she's delivering the food to, first of all. And he's a kind of 1930s Ronald Reagan-esque college
he's an Alex P. Keaton.
Jock. Yeah.
But sporty.
And I wrote archetypes as stereotypes played by awful actors.
Yeah.
Who are also not... Like, she's like all heart eyes around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this man is a goblin. He's the face of a goblin. What's wrong with you?
I was about to say that I almost started to like this actor, and then I realized I don't. I like how he dies.
Yeah.
That's what I liked. Basically,
they miscast this guy as charismatic and handsome.
Mm-hmm.
And and why this attractive, intelligent woman, as she's presented to us,
right,
wouldn't run a mile from this. I watched a movie the other day where a beautiful woman was in love with Peter Lorre, and I believed it more than her being in love with this guy. Peter Lorre. She was goo-goo eyes over Peter Lorre, and it made more sense.
Fantastic.
Not taking anything away from Peter Lorre, one of the greats,
but not handsome.
Not a handsome man. as many Looney Tunes cartoons have taught us over the years.
Yeah, right.
Here's another distinction, given that they're keeping with practical puppetry for the critters, which, you know, if you're going to commend this movie for anything, you have to commend it for that.
Yeah.
As good as they are, and as good as the puppets still look, I don't know if they're the original puppets or based on the original puppets, but they're good puppets.
They look good.
That's what I'm saying. They're good puppets. Artlessly filmed, artlessly operated, and boy, do you see the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing in those original movies, but you believe they exist.
Right.
And here, you can tell that there's no professional puppetry going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a bargain Muppet show.
First of all, I want to see whatever that is. Do those exist? A bargain Muppet? Now, is it a bug?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bargain Muppet Show.
But then it wouldn't be the real voice. It would be, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bargain Muppet Show. It's just a dead frog, like an actual frog, and someone moving the mouth of the frog. Yeah. From soup to nuts, the filmmaking is awful. Who directed those kids to mumble words inaudibly when she comes back at night and a sad alien kid is sleeping on the couch and she has a little conversation with him, wakes him up and has a little conversation with him, and it's like, they're talking like this the whole time.
Is that her brother? I don't even remember this.
Yeah, her brother. Yeah, well, I to be honest, I didn't pay too much attention to the familial relationships.
Yeah.
Because I knew they were going to tell me everything I didn't need to know. And I was like, just because it's night doesn't mean you have to whisper.
Yeah.
We still have to hear the dialogue.
Right.
And that's the thing that, like, I don't know, the people who think they understand filmmaking but don't understand filmmaking think. They think it's like, oh, it would be more real if we were really quiet because it's night and we're trying to keep our voices down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know, people buy Kirk Douglas as a Roman gladiator in something. Like, it's all pretend.
Yeah, right.
It's about what we accept within the conventions of what we're watching.
I was working at the La Jolla Playhouse.
Yeah.
And they had this pretentious dick of an actor talk to us before we went and saw a show that he was doing at La Jolla Playhouse. And he was just talking about, you know, like, what we're doing here is like Chicago theater. We don't even light it. We don't care. Can you see us great? We don't care. And then meanwhile, I go to see the fucking play, and it's not a good play, and I can see him fine, and I wish I couldn't. I just fucking hell.
But that's the thing. It's like, well, obviously, you know, there's some suspension of disbelief because it's night and we can see you both.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They lit the scene. Can't we hear it?
Yeah. And there's something. This is not as egregious a mythology retcon as the alien chestburster,
the Gizmo,
before we get even there, that's the biggest one for sure.
I was like,
yeah, we know we're in trouble. When did they become Michael Myers? The critters. or Jason Voorhees. They're just
what
like
are you
slashers.
referring to? Huh?
The critters.
Yeah, but what did they do? What are we talking about? Which
well,
part?
they're just like slasher killers. They encounter a group of people, they kill them all, and they move on, and they keep going until they,
until the movie ends. Thankfully,
until the movie ends, and they knock off 75% of the cast. It's like, that's not what the critters are.
Yeah, true.
That is a liberal interpretation of what the critters are. At best.
But that's what I mean. That's why, because the other critter movies, if you introduce me to a bunch of rangers, like, I think they're going to be a part of our story because that's what critters movies do. But they just kill them all and then move on.
You know how bad the acting is in this movie?
I do.
Well, here's an example thereof.
Okay.
When we see that ranger in long shot, I was like, before we got into close up, I knew this is going to be another broadly badly played stereotype. In long shot, it was giving me that. At some distance, I could see that was about to happen. And here's a question for you. We're both big fans of comedy.
Sure.
And the rules of comedy. What's the comic premise of the ranger station scene?
Yeah.
I'm aware that comedy is happening.
Yeah, one bird shits on his face.
Why would they care that he has bird shit on his face?
Right.
Isn't that an occupational hazard for a ranger?
Yeah.
Like getting bear shit on your shoes?
They act like they're going to demote him.
And why the fuck would you take a shower?
I know.
For bird shit on your face that you could just
wash your face.
Get a fucking wet wipe, take it off. You would be if you stopped and had a shower for that, you would be showering every 10 minutes of your working fucking life. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's just incredible to me that you can get so many things wrong in such a short space of time.
I agree.
We can add to the list of wild animals that critters have been compared to. Porcupine. We now have porcupine. Yeah. It's a bit of a niche one, but I guess it makes sense. Also, that doesn't make sense either, where he's like, oh, it's just a friendly porcupine come by to say hello. It's like, that happened? Really? Porcupines?
Porcupines known the world over as the friendliest of animals.
And, there's things that I bet the people making this movie are like, oh, we'll do this. We've never done this before, and it'll be so amazing. We'll linger on the critter faces. And people will be like, oh, it's so much critter. We don't know what to do with it. It's so much critter. And it's like, you're adding nothing but boredom.
Right.
I've never looked at a shot of a critter and gone, I wish that shot lasts 5 seconds longer.
15.
So I can see every contour of that competently made puppet's face.
Right, exactly.
Exactly at the point where
it's just showing off. That's all it is. It's like, look at what we did for you, because we care.
I like to look.
It's like a commentary.
Yes, I like the shot to go for as long as it takes me to realize that I'm actually looking at a puppet and not a real creature. It's just beyond me. And then in the next scene, we see Drea, I think his name is, watching a YouTube video on babysitting, and my thought was, it's a shame the director and screenwriter didn't watch one on making movies. And I mean, I'm burying the lead here. Why the fuck do you need to watch a YouTube video on babysitting? It's not car repair or, like unclogging your dishwasher.
I'm not trying to install a headlamp under my car's headlights.
Right. Is this like, don't kill the kids. Make sure the kids survive.
I mean, she's so hapless that she's just coming up with ideas for... What I liked was, like, there was, like, a series of ideas where I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And then both her brother and the kid they're babysitting are so lame that they're like, that's dumb, or they didn't like any of the ideas. She goes, we could go on a picnic. Which didn't seem like something either of these kids would be into, and they're both like, yeah, let's do that. That's where other stuff has happened in this movie.
And then the screenwriter's like, oh, I forgot I left that in the script. That was more of a note to myself. Well, I wrote, because there's that the scene you're referring to, they're all sat around, and it's supposed to be awkward comedy.
Yeah.
And I wrote, this scene is painful, not just because the situation is awkward, because the writing is bad and all the actors suck. That's why it's painful. It created a meta level of awkwardness.
That's one of those definitive notes.
Yeah. Yes. That's a very much a men's rights is nothing from Parks and Recreation.
Right.
In that category.
And then it's shortly thereafter we get to the fucking gizmo of Kreitz, which is a recon.
Well, yeah. Another within that. I don't know why I took against this conversation so much, but I did, because they said, "Hey, one of the suggestions as to an activity to entertain the children was, hey, let's watch a scary movie." I was like, nobody from Blue Ribbon Content loves movies or has even seen a movie. Don't you try and sell this on me.
Don't try to be a movie fan on screen.
On my watch.
How dare you?
And also, when you have this routinely wobbly camera, you can't use creature cam. I realized, because then you don't know what's supposed to be creature cam and what's just you normally filming.
What's the difference between creature cam and bad filmmaking?
Yeah, nothing. Men's rights, nothing. Yeah, and then my next note is Mogwai Critter, so I think we're on the same page as to what's going, what reference is being plucked from the annals of franchise monster movie history here. My actual note was, in real time, really hope this turns out to be a trick. I was desperate for basically the appearance of we're now stealing Gizmo from Gremlins, and that was subterfuge so that they would move in and then the critter would attack and it would just be a regular critter.
Well, and that's the thing, is that
it's like, oh, I'm pretending to be nice, but actually no, there are no nice critters. That would have saved it. But of course, this being this movie, that is not. It is literally
they went the other way.
I mean, it's a rip-off that is beneath the original series.
Oh yeah.
They would never dream of stealing quite this much from Gremlins.
Right.
In the original series.
But it's also it's such a terrible instinct. It's a terrible instinct because first of all, it's not quite cute and cuddly enough to not be wary of it. And the fact that they're like picking it up and toting it around and like carrying it and putting it in bags and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like all I could ever think is like a responsible babysitter would say, that's a wild animal. Get the fuck away from that thing.
And she does.
You're not taking it anywhere.
She does, and then she caves.
Yeah, exactly.
So they any kind of good writing they talk themselves out of. In this scene is like, if you think of this as Schrodinger's box, right? There's a good outcome and a bad outcome. And we don't know which it's going to be until the scene is over. And when the scene is over, we realize it's an entirely bad outcome, and the good outcome is now dead. And the good outcome is now the dead cat in the box. I know that's not how Schrodinger's cat works, but that's how this movie works.
That's how it does now.
That's this movie's version of Schrodinger's cat, which is the wrong version of Schrodinger's cat, because this is the wrong version of everything. You find this man. You find this man.
He had a prosthetic arm.
I did wonder, with all the cat lady references in the movie, I was like, was this J.D. Vance's first attempt at a screenplay post-memoir? Also the fact that and it isn't even clear, is she a real cat lady or is Cat Lady her cover story for being a bounty hunter?
She seems like the furthest thing from a cat lady, if I may say.
Right. I agree.
What's with this crate that, like, busts through the trunk?
Yeah.
Like a Wile E. Coyote hole through the trunk?
Mm-hmm.
Where it follows them home?
It goes into my general note about they're just like any slasher monster predator now. Like, they're like Predator. What's the Predator in Predator called? Doesn't it have a name other than Predator?
They get a name later on, but I don't remember it.
Okay. For some reason, and this is wrong, and it's spectacularly wrong, because I know what it is, but is it something that sounds like Sice Noodles?
I don't think so.
From Return of the singer from Return of the Jedi, up until 1997 when they special editioned it.
Yeah,
but isn't it something like Sice Noodles?
I don't know.
Because they wanted to make it like Alien, didn't they? So they gave it a. I can't even remember what's the alien called?
Xenomorph.
Xenomorph? No, that's not right, is it? Xenomorph. Okay.
Yeah.
It's something like Xenomorph, isn't it? Anyway. Doesn't matter. But
I'll think of it. They say it a lot in that last movie, The Predator Badlands.
It's this weird interplay of... there's three separate things going on with the critters. All of them wrong. It's like we keep the things that we could reasonably change in a reboot. We lose the things that distinguish the creature.
Yeah, right.
And we retcon stuff that never needed to be retconned.
Yeah, exactly.
So all three is happening.
All wrong choices.
Because you know what else has gone? Languaging and subtitles.
Yeah.
Why would you get rid of that? It must be easier to do subtitles now than at any other time in movie history.
Right.
So why would that be the thing that you lose? Because you don't want to write dialogue for them?
Well, that would be, dialogue seems hard for these guys.
Yes,
they had enough on their plate.
They had enough on their plate. There's this, you know what I think he should say? Hey, I was listening to a podcast. Gold. Write it down. And the bubbles. I didn't need to see the bubble. I didn't see the critters blowing bubbles again. Like, that happened in one movie. I'm like, I don't associate that with critters, particularly, that they blow bubbles. That happened once.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. T-shirt.
Do something. Do something else.
Yeah, that's something you can do something else with.
Yeah.
And you've chosen to do the same thing. And when we want you to do something else, we want you to do the same thing, you won't.
Yeah. You're taking a misstep every time you step.
Do you think anyone ever has devoted this level of thought to the screenplay shortcomings of Critters Attack?
No. We'll be the firsts.
The firsts, but not the lasters.
But what I'm hoping is that Bobby Miller comes upon this podcast one day and feels the shame that he should.
Yeah. I heard about that happening where a director got in touch with the podcast to correct them. Do you think Matt knows Bobby Miller? Can he put out a feeler to Woman Gets the Show, Matt Aldrich put out a feeler to Bobby Miller?
Get him on the phone for his chastising. Oh yeah, I'd be happy to.
No, I tell you honestly, it would make it all worthwhile having watched this movie if we end up on a conference call with both Matt Aldrich and Bobby Miller, where Matt is somehow the referee, like he's the fucking umpire of this situation.
I'm really sorry, guys. I tried to do my best. Go fuck yourself.
Like, these fucking idiots don't know how hard it is to write movies. So first of all, I'm in your corner there, Bobby. On the other hand, you have sinned against nature.
All right, so what I don't understand is that as I recall, because they go to the ranger station and, like, there's nobody there because they're all dead, but they don't also discover the dead bodies. They just leave. And then that Krite
that's true.
busts through the back of their trunk.
Yes.
But it's just one, right? But by the time they drive home, it's like Krites have rolled up to that electrician and they're killing the fucking electrician.
Yeah.
Did they just follow? Did they just follow the car?
Yeah. I also made me think of another question: is they need a human host to reproduce
now?
So are they? It turns out. So are they doing that every time they kill? Every time they kill someone, are they?
Every time they kill, it's to produce.
We only see it once because presumably they could only afford to do it once.
Yeah.
But is that what we're supposed to?
Well,
assume?
by the time we get to that attack at the restaurant at the end in the parking lot, there's a lot of critters, a lot of Krites rolling around.
They're in triple numbers by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the other thing. I was trying to think. I was trying my best to think about this not just in terms of disruption, but also continuity. Like, what are they keeping going from the original series, however badly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there any kind of, like, consistency? And I guess they're going for some social commentary in the kid who can only communicate through texting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is the social commentary's always been a thing.
Oh, that's right. There's a second kid they're babysitting. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole other kid who doesn't talk.
He just never talks.
Which is comment on, like, social technology.
Doesn't he say the only smart thing that's said, like, later in the movie, though?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Don't judge these kids that are just on their phones. They're secretly smart, and every 4 days they'll say something brilliant.
This is what we've done to kids, or, questions about
it seems to say, like,
autism.
Don't worry about this. That's what it seems to say.
This part of the movie was written by not J.D. Vance, but RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Because it's about autism, and so he was probably like, there's probably a deleted scene where, he... What does he think autism is a result of? Like, kids eating bleach? Or
vaccinations.
Vaccinations, that's right. So that's the problem. The kid was too vaccinated.
You know what that kid needs? Measles.
What a fucking world we live in. That's the health secretary you're talking about. You're quoting. And he's never said what that kid needs is measles. He's not said that.
Right.
He's not made it clear that that's not what he thinks. And he's had ample opportunity, I can tell you. Wow.
Well, they get back to the kid's house and they try to clean the wound on the Krite, which I thought was going to go terribly wrong, but it was fine. Turned out it worked okay.
Yeah, because it is Gizmo. It is Mogwai.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll find out more. I mean, we'll find out more at the very end of the movie as to why this critter is... Anyway. I'm not going to start that debate now. But what I am going to comment on is exactly what I was saying, exactly what I was praising the other movies for doing. They don't do here, which is to make the critters seem invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly what I liked about the series, is that it would show a kid accidentally squashing them, or them being very easy to kill under the right circumstances. You get none of that here.
No.
They completely undo that.
They're overwhelming.
Yeah, they can grow to whatever size they want. They're ferocious. They're intelligent. They're, they're raptors. Or they're...
Yeah, yes.
Terminators. Or, as opposed to cockroaches, it's just you just haven't got enough hands to get them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always thought about the critters, and that's what's great about them. It's just like one scuttled away when I was killing the other one. I can kill him. I just don't have it. I only have two hands, like Viv from Spinal Tap. Yeah, I got two hands.
There was one piece of continuity where the Krites come into the house and they try to escape in the car, and the Krites had eaten the car.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally the only thing where I'm like, well, I remember seeing that before.
Yeah. Just so you know that I am trying to be objective. I know we're in a hate hole, but I'm trying to be objective.
Yes.
I liked the photo. I liked that they took a photo on the phone and then came in and showed the rest of them. I thought, oh, that's kind of a good use of a phone in the story. Like, as a shortcut for how do you convince them, how do you prove that this is happening to the people who haven't seen it. And it's like, oh, take a picture on your phone, show them the picture.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, this scene right after that is...
You're gonna step on my praise. This is the only praise I have. No, go on. I know.
The scene right after they go to the sheriff, and he still won't believe them.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
Well, he's got his own problems.
Like, they've got a gizmo in the fucking backpack. They've all been attacked and, like, half-eaten. And this guy's like, come on, kids. There's no aliens, you stupid little fucks. Mm-hmm. While he's, like, drinking his beer in the office or whatever he's doing. They have to leave the confines of a safe place like the sheriff's office and go to the restaurant. Mm-hmm. I might have an answer to your question, because my next note is the restaurant owner is the worst actor ever.
He's pretty bad. I still think Outdoor Dougie is worse than them both.
I can't believe I wrote that, but didn't write it for the sheriff. I think it might be the sheriff.
I think there's no wrong answers.
True.
When it comes to those three. I also, again, they have like a sequence of jump scares, okay? And the sequence of jump scares ends with something really happening. So in principle, I like that. Mm-hmm. There are movies where you will have jump scare, and it won't turn into anything.
Yeah. At
least they follow through. Given that they follow through, the thing at the end should actually be scary, which it's not. But at a purely sort of structural level, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And that's as far as I'm willing to go.
Okay. Why don't we take another break?
Yeah, let's take... Yeah, because I have something that's reminiscent of a movie we've done quite recently, so I want to talk to you about that. Not a Critters movie. God forbid.
I have something reminiscent of a Critters movie. Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
No, definitely not. Another franchise.
All right. We'll be right back.
I like to think I know something about beer, but nowadays even I get overwhelmed when confronted by the exhaustive selection of craft beers they have at bars, breweries, and even grocery stores. Back in the day you had one, maybe two craft beers to choose from, and if you were confused, you ordered a Guinness. But in beerstinations like San Diego, the craft beer options lately are in double, sometimes even triple digits. So what's a beer drinker to do? You need what I need, the Vegas Beer Guys. Your beer of choice should be a perfect blend of malt and hops. And so a live show about beer needs that same balance. And the Vegas Beer Guys matches beer expert Dan Aker with self-proclaimed beer novice Stephen J. Weiss. The results are eminently drinkable. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. They'll try new beers, they'll tell you about beer. Think of them as your beer Sherpas guiding you up a foamy-headed mountain to reach the peak of your pint. God, I need a beer.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Mercifully trying to finish Critters Attack, the 2019 abomination directed by Bobby Miller.
Mm-hmm. A Bobby-mation. It's an abomination. A Bobby Miller nation. That's, instead of putting like a Bobby Miller film, it's just a Bobby Miller nation.
Now, you had something...
Yes. So
on your brain, what was it?
So the sheriff gets prickled. Not that we see the prickles go in, as we always should do and should. We get that later. They're saving that, apparently.
He learns something new that we didn't know with the sirens. They don't the noise. They don't
like high-pitched noises.
Yeah.
Which is, again, never been a thing.
Right.
And then he reveals to Drea... So, as I understand it, she feels like she's responsible for...
Mother's death?
Mother's death?
Yeah.
Both of us are like second guessing ourselves.
The uncle, who clearly seems to know that was the case, has not let her off the hook all this time until right now.
Right. But didn't this remind you of... I mean, we only did this on Patreon, so it's not really fair to throw it on our free feed people, but Messengers.
Yes, right.
With Kristen Stewart's...
Yeah.
You know...
Her, what was it, brother?
She nearly killed her little brother.
Or little...
And we're all supposed to be fine with it. And here was like a similar thing, but I mean different because, like you say, because basically she feels internalized guilt about this that I think it's heavily implied has held her back quite significantly in her life.
Yes, right.
And all he had to do was say, she was coming to find me because I was drunk.
Yeah. And
then that shadow would have been lifted off
her life.
That monkey would be off her back
for
instantly.
Quite some. Yeah.
Her application to college probably would have been successful.
Yeah, exactly.
She wouldn't have any self-doubt.
She'd be well on her way to a rich and happy life.
But he waits until he's covered in porcupine prickles.
Just to let her know. Oh, is that what you've been feeling? No. I was quite drunk. I'm a piece of shit.
And she forgives him, which you wouldn't do, which even the most tolerant person would not do.
Right.
She'd probably just dig in the prickles further. That's what I would do. I'd just be like, oh yeah, well, how does this feel?
Is that right?
You feel these pangs of guilt fucking. That's guilt fucking with you right here. What is it? Lex Luthor says. You'll feel the long arm of the law. Oh, it's the long arm of the law. Unhelpfully, though, I refer to it as a Stranger's style stock family tragedy origin story instead of Messengers. So I've not even seen those movies.
Fuck.
I confuse Messengers with Strangers. Well, when they were in the car going to one of the many
places they go
to back like a pinball around essentially.
Yeah.
Again, whatever is available in South Africa at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Something just struck me for a moment, and again I was checking myself about got to be careful when it's these films with diverse casts that you're not falling into these racist thought patterns about about including more actors of color. And I was just like, yeah. No, none of that factors in, because what I'm seeing in the car right now is essentially the cast of Final Destination Bloodlines.
Right.
In age, ethnicity,
yeah,
character types, story, and that's just wonderful. And
so you can do it without problems.
You can do a story with this generation of actor. With different ethnicities, you can have these kinds of stories. It's just that's not the problem. The problem here is everything else. Now,
when they go to that restaurant and the massive Kreitz attack happens to the throngs of people that happen to be in the parking lot.
Don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
Don't know where they come. Those guys are definitely not getting paid for their work.
No chance.
Because you don't see their faces. Nothing.
Well, it was one of the first times in my life that I thought I knew what you were thinking. And because a lot of times you say, they're filming this wrong.
Finally, 6 years.
I can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this. And I'm like, you know, it's like, whatever. It's not that bad. Like, I can see enough to, like, I think there's might be something wrong with Tom's TV is what I'm usually thinking. And then on this one, I'm like, I'm fully on Tom's side. I can't see a fucking thing that's going on in that parking lot. It's the worst filmmaking I've ever seen. God, I hope...
Well, conversely...
I think maybe his television's fine, and I've not been giving him the credit he is due.
You know, the irony of that is that conversely, you have got into my head because I was thinking that all the way through the film, but I had your voice in my head going, the contrast on your TV is just not, it's just off. And I didn't make the note that I wanted to make 100 times, which was, I can't see what the fuck is going on. And that immediately makes me dislike what I'm seeing.
I wrote down, Kreitz be killing people outside that restaurant.
Yeah. Where did all
it's a
those
frenzy.
people come from?
It's like Piranha.
We haven't seen that many people in a shot yet, either.
Mm-hmm.
The movie doesn't make it seem there are that many people in the world.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's funny because they're filming at like 17 different locations, and each one looks completely abandoned. And so, like, makes me go, what the fuck is going on in South Africa?
I would make a hefty prediction, but this is a bonus add-on episode. This may be the best episode we've ever done. It's certainly the best commentary you have ever given. I'm confident of that much.
I'm not sure if I'm pleased or offended.
No, it's just like everything that's rolling out your tongue is just is the perfect description of the movie, to the point where you're doing a service to the nation and world because they don't have to watch the movie. What you just said, everywhere they're filming looks like it's abandoned, is the perfect encapsulation of everything this movie is. So there's that. We've got to talk... something else we've got to talk about. Again, something I feel like is intellectual property that even the original Critters wouldn't be willing to steal. Andy's Geiger counter from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right.
She's got Egon.
I remember reading like an IMDb note that they were like, yeah, they totally based it on that. And I was like, well, yeah, that's fairly obvious.
Like, you have to say that. Like, you have to fucking say that. And you know what? Casablanca is set during World War II.
Right. Yes. That was a great bit on the Oscars. Did you see that?
I didn't see any of the Oscars.
Conan O'Brien is talking with fuck, I just forgot his name. What's that guy that's on God damn it. Anyway.
Sice Noodles.
That's really gonna bother me.
On what? Tell me. I might know. On...
Well, you're not gonna know Paradise. He's on that new show Paradise.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
New show Paradise?
Yeah, it's got 2 seasons now. It's on Hulu.
Wow. It used to be impossible. It used to be impossible to be oblivious to the television that was coming out.
So anyway, the bit was him sitting at a piano, and it's all in black and white. Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, well, I know him. He was in This Is Us.
Yeah. He was great on that O.J. Simpson.
He was Johnny Cochran, wasn't he?
No,
he was Brown. Brown? No, that's his name.
That's his name.
Look at me criticizing the big look at Andy, where I'm like, hey, you know where Sterling K. Brown played Brown?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, isn't it Larry something? Larry? Or am I thinking of Larry King? I should fucking know. I've seen that 10-hour documentary God knows how many times.
A lot.
OJ Made in America is one of my favorite documentaries.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But that People versus OJ was really good. Did you watch that?
I did. I don't like what's he called?
Travolta.
Ryan. I like John Travolta.
Oh, okay.
I didn't necessarily like his choices as what was he called? Do we just get deeper into the name hole here? We've got two levels of misnaming. We've got real people and fiction, real people actors and fictional people. 3. What's he called? The guy who does everything and does it badly. Does really good ideas badly.
Because he does American Horror Story too.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, American Horror Story, Glee.
Yeah.
Nip Tuck. All of them, the best ideas you've ever had in television. All the worst possible execution you could possibly think of. Ryan, what's he called? What's his second name? It's Ryan. It's definitely Ryan.
Ryan Clark. No, Ryan Smorgasbord.
Now I don't know if it's Ryan. The fuck's his name?
I thought Sterling K. Brown's Christopher Darden. That's who it is. His portrayal of Christopher Darden, I think, is so fucking good in that show. God damn it, we really got far off topic. But anyway, they do this. You were
talking about something. Ryan Murphy. It was Ryan. Murphy. It was Ryan.
That's right.
I'm slightly less demented than I thought I was. And you were already talking about the Oscars with Coded.
Yeah.
We're like 8 tabs deep into this fucking thing. Go on.
So they were just doing this bit about how in television shows now you have to repeat everything.
Uh-huh.
So that people can remember what the fuck's going on, and they watch so much stuff. And so it was like a Casablanca bit that was like in black and white, and Sterling K. Brown's playing the piano. They're talking about World War II, and he goes, yeah, World War II. That was the one that was in black and white, right? That kind of thing, and just repeating the jokes. It was a good bit.
That's good.
Nice diversion. Back to this fucking movie.
I know, yeah. It was nice while it lasted. Speaking of old movies, the sheriff is trapped in a office shot by Tony Scott with light streaming through the blinds.
Right.
For no particular reason.
Is that where he meets his demise?
Yeah. I think I'm going a bit back and forth, but yes, goes out into his car and...
Does he have the should have been me speech?
Yes, possibly. Well, my next note is about the worst actor in the movie ? They kind of because he meets the Gizmo, and there's a moment where it's like, you think this is like Gizmo and his owner, don't you? This is what you think's going on because this guy's Japanese, or the guy's Asian. So you think this is like Gremlins.
Yeah.
This is your idea of what Gremlins is. And I thought that like the equivalent is if Bruno Mattei made a Gremlinsploitation movie, this is kind of what it would look like. It's sort of like that kind of the fever dream equivalent of the actual movie, where it's sort of like it's sort of like it's not a wizened old Chinese guy and a mogwai. It's like a grey ball critter and a middle-aged Japanese man.
Right.
Good enough. Cut and print. It's so strange.
Well, then he takes his knives and he cuts one in half. I think they
because
they thought that was their money shot.
They did, and it's horribly racist that he should be a samurai master.
Right.
Just because he knows how to cut raw fish does not mean he knows how to be an
assassin,
a shogun.
Oh, I love that they present to us, because they go to the college after that, and they present to us that Sean, the bagpipe boy, is dead, as though he's a character we care about.
Right. I made a note here that said we're 2/3 of the way into this critter movie, and I can definitively say there are too many scenes with critters.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't think that'd be a problem, but you know what it is. And you know what? The original movies knew that. Maybe they went too far in withholding the critters sometimes. That's the worst accusation you can level at them.
Not for me.
The worst accusation you can level at this movie is that there's more critters than they know what to do with.
Well, that's evident coming up because we're going to have the appearance of the Critter Ball.
Yeah.
They wanted the Critter Ball to come back. This is the only movie that chooses to redo the Critter Ball.
Mm.
And they're doing it as like, look at us. See how much we care about the series?
Yeah.
Continuity. That's what they're saying.
That's it. There's a genuine commitment to continuity, and there's looking like you care about continuity, and this is the latter.
Yeah.
And this is a minor point, okay? But there's so many nagging fucking things in this movie. It's like nails. This movie is like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Clearly.
They mention sushi so much. So much.
Mm-hmm.
Never see it. Never see any sushi.
That's true.
It's always in a bag, in a container, just off screen. We see her, like, her hands moving in knife-like motions.
Yeah.
As if she's cutting something. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make... If you're gonna randomly make sushi the centerpiece of your movie, there needs to be some sushi on screen. Otherwise, it's mime.
Mm-hmm.
You're working in the medium of mime.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, and this is not Dogville. This is not Dogville. So we can't do it. Yeah, I think I already mentioned that the bagpipe. Obviously, he listens to bagpipes because they figured out they wanted to do something with critters and bagpipes. So they work back from there, I guess. Even then, it's a bit random.
Still, yeah, exactly.
Because you wouldn't naturally think, hey, you know what we haven't seen yet? A critter playing the bagpipes. It's like, yeah, that's true. We haven't seen that. End of sentence.
I have a note here, and I can't remember because I didn't elaborate on the note. I just wrote that Drea gives a "we're gonna live" speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like a Deep Blue Sea Samuel L. Jackson speech?
Well, without the thing that makes that work, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because they don't have the thing that makes it work, right?
Correct.
But it feels like they're trying to give that same pitch.
Yeah. I would say so.
Because it doesn't seem earnest. It seems like...
Mm-hmm.
Like she gives that speech and then they're immediately overrun.
I would also argue what gives that scene stakes is the fact that they're not a bunch of kids.
Yeah, right.
But I seem to be in the minority of people who thinks that that's not okay to just suddenly populate franchise fiction that has been about different generations of people working together, suddenly make them all children.
Mm-hmm. They
got away with it in Ghostbusters some fucking how.
Yeah.
And no one complained as much as they did when they gender switched it.
Uh-huh.
It was like, yeah, we hate women, but by all means make everyone kids. In Ghostbusters, it's for kids. It's not about kids.
Yeah.
So that it just bothers me that and again, I think it's the Stranger Things problem. It's like it's not acceptable. I don't want to watch anything that is entirely kids unless it's. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 things that should be that, like the Goonies. Okay, that's the point of the Goonies. It's allowed to be that.
Literally just watched Goonies yesterday.
You did?
It's a good day.
It's a good day. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's got Short Round and the James Bond theme.
And Anne Ramsey.
That's your thing. I don't know what's going on.
Come on. Kids must have cleaned her out, Ma. Sure, right after they ate him. Stupid. They gotta be close. I can smell their bubble gum.
Robert Davi as well, right?
Yeah. And Pants. Yeah. Joey Pants.
Joey Pants.
That's the trio.
That's a great trio. I wish they would have appeared as a trio in
something else.
Movies.
Yeah.
Maybe an Expendables sequel?
I would have liked to have them, just those same characters, have their own movie.
Ooh. Joey Pants in an Expendables film?
Yeah, that works.
He should have been Kelsey Grammer.
Dovey was in one.
Dovey was in one. But don't you think that Kelsey Grammer role, if that was Joey Pants, it would make total sense?
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Because Joey Pants is Bad Boys,
yep.
He's Fugitive, he's Goonies. Sure. There's another one I can't think of, but that's enough. And
he's Kelsey not talking about scrambled eggs and anything.
Nothing. Kelsey Grammer is nothing. Of course he's not nothing. He's just nothing when it comes to action cinema. Yeah, I mean, the Critter Ball, as you mentioned, is kind of literal definition of greatest hits, right? It's just, you just do the thing you did without any reason for the sake of showing it again.
Yeah, right.
You know, like walking past the Ark of the Covenant and Crystal Skull.
Right. Well, it's like they do this thing where...
It's the same warehouse. It's the same warehouse that the Ark is in. Why?
Yeah. Like they do this... If they did something different with it, if this thing, this new retcon they discovered, that noises bother them and can make their heads explode.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten about that retcon already.
Because they try the air horn here towards the end here.
Yes.
But if they were trying the air horn and then the response from the critters was to ball up because as a ball, they like their energy can take that in a way.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would have been more interested if they could, find a reason.
Yeah. Right.
That would have been cool.
No, they just want to show. They just want to see it.
They just want to show it.
Fan film.
Yeah.
And not even a good one. I was like, is this a fan film? And then I went, nah, it's not good enough to be a fan film. And I tell you, as I went on, by default, I started to realize what the movie was lacking in terms of like the original series. Like they say, you don't notice something until it's gone, and that was exactly how I felt watching this movie, because I was like, where's the interplay of space and Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Literally just him looking up at the stars at the beginning of the movie.
At the beginning of the movie, that's it.
And the spaceship / tin helmet crashing. That's it. It's like...
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds you how one-dimensional the formula is without that. I think. Like, how much more interesting a movie it is when you have that interplay between space and Earth.
Yeah.
And that's unique to Critters, really, isn't it? I can't think of any.
Well, it's like, because if you go too long, literally, they seem like they're hedgehogs, porcupines.
Yeah.
They seem earthbound unless you remind people they're from outer space.
Totally. Yeah. And having a storyline that's going on in outer space, concurrent with what you're seeing on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The Critters movies did that. And it didn't look too hard, the way they did it. But this is just sort of say, well, we'll just forget about half of the franchise, is what it's saying, essentially.
Yeah.
Misremembering deliberately because you're not good enough to remember properly.
Yeah, see, I'm going to need your help here, because I have notes that I wrote down, but I don't remember. Like, I wrote down...
Yeah, I saw this yesterday. So.
I was like, the kids take a stand, and Drea does a final battle with face melt. But I like Critter's face melts, like the main critter, the big one. Is that it?
Yeah. Well, the attack with gardening implement, like landscaping implements, like groundskeeping equipment.
I remember them taking a stand against the ball as it's coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
But I remember being underwhelmed by what they do and what effect it has.
But is it Drea, or is this before Mogwai turns evil, which defeats the whole point of it being a Mogwai? But
right. Because she...
So, literally...
Mogwai screams, and that fucks him up.
Right. Well, so literally, it's Mogwai, plus them doing the Spielberg note that Spielberg said don't do, or you'll ruin your movie.
Yeah.
Where he said, hey, you can't have Mogwai turn evil. He can't turn into a gremlin. This guy's got to survive as Mogwai, as cute Mogwai until the end of the movie. That's how you make a movie. Like, he gave that note, and they're literally here showing Mogwai turn evil.
Well, I don't think they think of it that way, though.
No, but that's what they've done. That's essentially what they've done.
Yeah.
It's like, because it kills as many critters as the humans do.
Mm-hmm.
In defense. Although what happens afterwards suggests that it's just going around trying to commit genocide on the critters race.
Right.
Which doesn't sound like very Mogwai behavior to me.
Right.
Also, again, so many tiny fucking bugbears in this movie.
Go on.
What is going on with the code on the door? Do you remember the code on the door?
Barely.
So they get to the door.
They choose a random set of things that opens it.
Yes, that's one of the problems. But the problem, basically, Drea says, like, oh, let's think of a code. And her younger brother has to say to it, well, there could be millions of combinations. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, but don't they choose the kid's birthday or something?
Yeah, but before that, she's just like, oh, it must be easy just to punch in some random numbers, and it won't take us too long to get to the right one. I'm like,
yeah, right.
You were at scholarship level,
yeah,
applying for college, and you don't understand that level of statistics,
right?
It had nothing to do with your internalized guilt. You had no way of getting into this fucking college. They weeded you out straight away because
you're too dumb.
They asked a fucking question about probability, and you're out. And as I keep having this recurring note of, like, they only push the menace of the critters, not the slapstick.
Yes.
And the critters work when they are both simultaneously.
The critters are not funny a single second in this movie.
There's no physical comedy associated with them.
Yeah.
Which is, again, and I think if you don't know what you're doing,
and they don't,
you would probably think exactly what they do here, which is to say, we want to make them more menacing, so let's make them more menacing, and
mm-hmm.
We don't want people to think of them as ridiculous.
And then they're simultaneously the least scary they've ever been out of all of these movies.
Right. Because the other movies understand it's the interplay between the two. One makes the other sharper.
Yeah.
They're both funnier and scarier because we have it in tandem. And that's something you only understand when you understand what you're doing.
You know what helps? When you know what you're doing.
It really helps. Boy, does it help.
They get out onto the football field, and then D kind of saves them, and then they save D from a crate or something.
By the way, Mogwai hasn't... we would call it Mogwai, but she's called Bianca. Bianca.
Fucking Jesus.
And we know she's female. Do we know why we know she's female?
Tits.
She doesn't have tits. She is a tit. She doesn't have tits. She's a breast. She's breast-shaped. You can have tits and not be female.
I've
proved that.
Can you milk
throughout
me?
My lifetime. Yeah. Well, there's that. There's also you can make tits from, surgery. And this is where we finally reveal the prickles, even though we've seen them buried in the sheriff, which I just thought was something else. It wasn't the prickles, because I was like, well, why wouldn't we see the prickles going into him?
Uh-huh.
But now we see them.
The brother gets a quill, right?
Yeah. And then finally they meet Aunt D.
Mm-hmm.
And she reveals she's a bounty hunter without saying more.
That's it.
Yeah.
We only have her for a day.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like, I'm grateful she didn't have to do more than that for this.
Yeah.
That she could cash a check, such as it was, I imagine, paltry. But it also gives it, like, one of the great things about this series, and I would say any film in general, is that, you know, your cast is like an ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a complete disconnect from any other character in the movie. Except for Outdoor Dougie, who is her nephew.
What?
When Outdoor Dougie is back cat sitting.
He is? No, he dies.
No, not Outdoor Dougie. No. You telling me that's a totally different guy sitting on a couch?
Pretty sure.
Calling it. Oh wow. Well,
Outdoor Dougie gets it while he's sleeping.
Oh. Okay.
They fuck him up, I'm pretty sure.
So that's just a totally different character.
I don't remember anybody back at her place, so I don't know.
A generic white terrible actor playing her nephew.
Yeah.
Great. Well done. So the reason why Bianca is a good Krite is because she's female.
Yeah, probably.
Because she came, for some reason, it's like an episode of fucking Flipper. The Bianca goes, bah, 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 and she's going, oh, you came and you came all that way, you came all that way in a spaceship just to try and kill all the male Krites. I'm like, what? First of all, how do you understand what they're saying? Yeah. Second of all, how did all of that come out in those three noises? And I was just like, I appreciate where you're coming from politically, but you can't just remove one type of a gender essentialism by creating another.
Mm-hmm.
And say all the females are good and all the males are bad. And also, that's a huge retcon.
Yeah, enormous.
That all of the Krites we've seen so far are all male, which is brand new, and
all bad.
And all bad, and that the females are all good.
Yeah.
That's you know, that's a lot to take in.
I mean, if you well, no, we've already established that males can produce other males, so I guess you don't need the female.
It's true.
I was going to say, why if the females give birth to the Krites, like, if you see a male, just eat it. Be one of those animals that fucking eats the young.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The last line of this movie really pissed me off.
What? It's not obviously not the last line of the scene. They just stop. The film just stops. What is the last line?
He says, "Told you aliens are real." Like that's been a thing.
Yeah.
That was not a thing.
Wow.
It's like they're trying to connect him and make him like Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the final seconds of this film.
I just wrote this an unbelievably abrupt ending. Like the final scene is missing. And when there are still questions about...
Are they dead? What's going on? Like, yeah.
Who Aunt D is. Well, not even that, but just who is Aunt D?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get that answer.
Really?
She was on a plane back to her home already.
like Homer going to craft services, just kind of this cloud of dust.
Credit check?
Well, speaking of consistency, it ends like it begins, badly.
Right.
I was sad to discover that Ann Opper was involved, not Charlie, but it was executive producer. So I went, I hope he's just taking a paycheck and he had no artistic involvement in the movie, because if he did, then more questions have to be asked about how that was allowed to happen. To your South Africa point, one of the job titles on the crew is South Africa producer. And I get what that's trying to say. It's like their producer for South Africa, the South Africa part of the movie, but it sounds like a different category of producer. Like,
right.
Oh no, he's the South Africa producer. He's a producer, but he's also incredibly racist.
He made this country. He produced it.
More space in these end credits than we've seen in the entire film, by the way. Because they're done over the stars. Trying to gaslight us into thinking there was any space in this movie at all. One of the crew is called Jean-Marie Jim Raubenheimer. So Jim being the nickname in quote. I suspect, once again, the nickname is just the inability to say a foreign name properly. So Jean-Marie became
Jim. It's not my name.
Excusez-moi.
We're going to call you Jim.
Je m'appelle Jean-Marie. Yeah, Jim. That's right. That's what I said. Over here, Frenchie. Would you rather we call you Frenchie? Interestingly, so as if Blue Ribbon content wasn't bad enough, they didn't front load the other companies involved in the making of this movie. But the second production company involved in this movie, which I believe is probably South Africa based too, from the looks of it, Blue Ice Pictures Limited.
Blue eyes, as in white people only?
Blue... You know what? When you edit together this track, just take my track out. This episode is good enough just with your commentary this time. No, Blue Ice as in Ice Cube. But blue ice is a euphemism for frozen shit.
Oh.
And I don't think there's a better company. It's also the name of an 80s Michael Caine thriller called Blue Ice as well.
You know what I watched for the first time the other night? The Island.
Don't know that.
Oh, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, what's
battling pirates, modern day pirates.
There's also a version of Treasure Island that he's in, right? Michael Caine?
No, that's the wrong Muppet movie.
I'm not confusing it with Muppet Treasure Island,
okay.
First of all. But I might be confusing it with Kidnapped, the other Robert Louis Stevenson book. Yeah, I think it's Kidnapped he's in. Wait, who was in that Treasure Island from the 90s that came out around the time of the Ninja Turtles, which I only know because I went to a birthday party where it was a choice between those two movies, and I was the only one who wanted to go and see Treasure Island, not the Turtles. And we ended up watching the Turtles. Isn't that Michael Caine?
I don't remember.
There was a 90s...
A 90s Treasure Island? I don't remember that.
A 90s... That wasn't Muppets Treasure Island.
Yeah,
again.
Right.
Okay, when you do your Grammys and your thingies, I'm going to do it then.
All right.
Oh, and it gets better. Triton Media Holdings Limited.
Oh, no.
Don't you try tell me that's not a shell company.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Anyway.
They trying to use Michael Crichton's name to steal some money?
Well, it's Triton, which, what does that mean?
Oh, Triton. I thought you said Crichton.
No.
I'm mishearing everything.
It's okay. Go. So that's all I got for my credit check.
All right. Good. This is mercifully over.
I'm on IMDb, so mercifully over. I'm going to look up the Treasure Island while you wrap us up.
You do that. Well, I tell people you're going to have to tell us what you think. $4.99 on sale. You can live with regrets like Tom. And tell us what you think of this movie. Find us on the books and the grams, threads, X's, blue skis, YouTube for Tom. He likes that one. I don't really care that much.
All the great stuff I sent you from YouTube.
You did send me good stuff over the last couple of days.
It's all there, baby.
Did I give you enough time? Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't know you were. I assumed that if you would just keep vamping, rather than just silence. So now that I know my cue is silence, I'll respond. You're not gonna believe this. It's not Michael Caine. But guess who it is? It's a 1-2 punch of Charlton Heston and Christian Bale.
Oh.
1990, Treasure Island.
Young.
I always regretted that the rest of the kids didn't want to see it, and now
Did you ever see it?
I've never seen it. No, I've still never seen it. Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
Those are huge names.
Huh.
Planet of the Apes meets Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
That's how it was sold, of course. In the biz.
Same little kid.
Yeah. He was still funny. He was a little bit of Jim Lad, right? Is that the character Jim? It's Jim Lad and Blackbeard? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Long John Silver. Just naming pirates.
That's a restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it came before. I think the restaurant is based on the pirates.
Based on a real person.
Blackbeard, Bluebeard.
Something.
It's
literally
Davy Jones.
The book is literally it's right over there somewhere. It's
okay.
Like, I got it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. God forbid we open a book.
No, yeah, not in this podcast.
Not in this podcast, no. Books.
I heard it on a podcast.
I can't believe that. Someone sat down and wrote that line. Or maybe they were standing up when they did it. The blood wasn't flowing to their head.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Are we... No.
We do have... I mean, it's a given.
Should we announce?
Well, that, but also... Bad worst. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Bad worst, for sure.
Bad worst, yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah. It's almost like it doesn't belong on the list.
Yeah.
It's like it should be an asterisk. Like a footnote to the list.
Yeah.
And it would just say, Critters Attack was made in 2019.
It's the opposite of like the Hall of Fame. Like Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, but have an asterisk saying, he might have used some shit. This is the opposite. It has an asterisk. It's not in the group.
Yeah.
It's kicked out of the group.
Wouldn't it be great if, like, underneath the Hall of Fame there was a dungeon for all the shitty sports people?
Terrible people.
Yeah. Like all the people who play for...
Fucking Ty Cobbs down there.
Well, but he was good at what he... I mean, I don't mean, like, terrible... If it's bad humans we're talking about...
Oh, I thought you meant humans.
No, that's pretty much everyone in the Hall of Fame anyway. I'm talking about people who weren't good at sports.
Oh, yeah, that's even better. I like that.
Yeah.
Not good enough to be in the Hall of Fame? You're in the dungeon.
Exactly.
I'm looking at you, Eric Shaw. Terrible pitcher for the Padres.
Really?
I once watched Eric Shaw, walk a guy on 4 straight pitches, give up a home run immediately, walk another guy on 4 straight pitches, give up a home run, and then walk a guy on 4 straight pitches, and then go to the showers.
Is he still with the Padres?
No, this is in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
He is the guy that gave up Pete Rose's career hit record. And then while they celebrated him, he just sat on the mound. He sat down wait for this bullshit to stop.
Interesting.
It's fucking great. Well, we ended with Padres Roundup for you. For Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions,
yes.
Michael Shantz here. I'm from the How Dare You Awards. When you hear us next, we'll be talking... Give it to him, Tom.
Dun 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 dun.
You remember that in Cheers?
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, if you don't know, it's Sam's favorite movie. Sam
Yeah.
Malone's favorite movie. We're not doing that, but
Right.
There are, as it was news to Mike, it's probably news to most of you. There are 3 Magnificent Seven sequels.
I did not know.
We're covering all of them. So yes, the Magnificent Seven. We're going west for our next series, and yeah, that's so. Look forward to. I forget the names of the actual movies.
No, come on. Let's...
Something about riding. There's something about guns, and there's something about returning.
We're gonna give you a commentary on the second, third, and fourth.
Yes, second, third, and fourth Magnificent Seven movies. So it's one to listen to with your grandparents.
Hopefully, you're as old as us.
Yes. Hopefully, they don't bulk up the bad language we use, because we use a lot of it, especially on this episode. Whoa! The air turned blue.
Say goodbye to everybody, Tom.
What is this, 1986? No. The answer to that is no.
No, it's not. It's not.
Would have been a funny reference if it was motivated by anything.
Right. Or in a good movie.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.